ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in once again to the Discipline Therapy podcast. We're going to do things a little bit different today. This episode is sponsored by Verizon Russell Cellular, located at 420 Montauk Highway in West Islip, New York. And now everybody knows Verizon is the number one network in the world. Today's episode is the season finale of season 3, episode 31. The tables always turn. And that is a chapter title in Mr. E.L. Discipline's book, Strong Bonds Never Break, which is his sixth book written, the sequel to Stuck Between Two Different Worlds book series. Is that correct? Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did good.
Right. And of course, we'll welcome you today, your two hosts, the voice of the people, the voice of the people who aren't heard, and of course, with me,
The voice of the alphas, the most unheralded,
gotta take my pills.
the disruptor of the status quo, the king of urban erotica, the ultimate dominant and master in the BDSM lifestyle, the master of the seductive language, as words are their weakness, the submission magician, because I
Ooh.
make women tap out. Get it? I could physically manhandle them. I could also cerebral execute them. Touching that pineal gland, that's the plan. Eclectic messages from my brain seeping into their female estrogen, leaving them drenched between their legs from this disciplined therapy, thug seduction. Gentleman in the street, but a beast in the sheet. Gift of gab, gift of jab. Watch me get in my bag. The one and only yours truly, Mr. E.L. Discipline.
Jeez, Mr. E.L. Discipline. See
Yes.
how I had to come up with like two little tiny names for me after after that. Ladies and gentlemen, you can also listen if you can't if you don't have time to watch us on the YouTube channel, you could always go on any of the major listening platforms. We are now on Amazon Music, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Spreaker, Castbox, Overcast, and many, many more.
Yup. Ladies and gentlemen, we know you've been waiting for this. We know you've been waiting for this. We know you're fiends. You know, we about to get into a verbal exercise, verbal stamina. Here we go. Since you ladies and gentlemen are fiends, what that means, everybody knows it's gonna come up. They probably
I know what that
reciting it.
means.
They're probably reciting it with me, whether
Yeah.
they're listening to it on their earbuds, driving to the supermarket. They're probably reciting it to me, especially if they
But now
watch the
that you
show
stopped
every week,
every week.
because we know they're fiends. So what that means is, ladies and gentlemen, we have a dose of discipline therapy where everything is completely free. See, if you subscribe, there's no monthly fee. It's free. It's judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, or roll a blunt. But the main thing is make sure the children are in bed. You see, we have that soul food and sometimes vulgar conversations. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're
We're here.
here. That was a nice little intro right there.
Yeah, just be getting quick with it now. All right.
Uh,
So
so we're gonna start off the topic discussing the book, which I
um
have to say it's pretty fitting, especially that. Well, I wouldn't say especially that book because even in the last one, you can see how the tables have turned for our Mr. Dominic Jean.
yeah.
And as much as I love the characters that you have created,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of sometimes like to see him squirm. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
I don't know. It must be. I must have a teeny tiny bit of feminism in me.
Uh,
Maybe
mm.
because it's like, all right, guy. Let's see you get out of this one.
All right. So the tables always turn.
They
The
really
sixth
do.
book in the sixth book. Strong bonds never break. The chapter title. Now that chapter is number 9, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember chapter 10 is one of my favorites. Checkmate. So I'm sure. I think
Should
8.
I grab it and we could check?
Fact check it.
Fact check. Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying it's 9.
I can list all of them.
I know you can because it's your memory is like
Yeah,
really
you can fact
incredible.
check
But
it.
I feel like it's gonna fall over. Yeah, yeah, straight up, straight up. You are good, sir.
It's
You
all
are
about patience.
good.
It's like tightrope, what do you call that? Tightrope
Dang it.
walking,
You are correct. Chapter
tightrope.
9. The
Yeah,
tables always turn.
yeah. Number one is I want to see how you two interact. I would like to see how you
Yes.
two interact.
Yes.
Number two, never say never.
Yes.
Um, Number three, this is what I want you to do for me.
Mm-hmm.
Number four, Dominican Republic trip.
Yes.
Number five moves ahead.
No.
Wait, hold on. Number five is unfinished business.
Correct.
Six is five moves ahead.
Yes.
Number seven is um five moves ahead. Number seven is the dance of conversation.
Jesus,
Number
yes.
eight, great sex is power. Number nine, the tables always turn. Number
Mm-hmm.
10, checkmate.
Yeah.
Number 11, ride or die woman.
Yep.
Number 12, um, is it strong bonds never break?
No.
Number 12, ride or die woman. Here's the plan.
Yes.
Okay, number 13, strong bonds never break. Number
Correct.
14 is nothing personal, just business.
Yes.
Number 15, trust.
Yep.
Number 16, um, number 16, a change of plans.
Yeah. Oh my
Number
gosh.
17, um, uh, this is chestnut checkers.
Nope.
The heat is on.
Yes.
18 is chestnut checkers.
Yes.
19, you and I are not alike.
Correct. You
And
know
then the
what? I am
conclusion.
That is very true.
Okay,
Conclusion. I'm very impressed. Not only because you have such a great memory, period, because you could remember things.
I
You
smoked a lot this morning, and
um,
then
that's not also why I'm impressed. It's
okay.
because you wrote 7 books and you know the chapters in book number 6. He did 5 ahead of these and he still remembers this. That's
Mm.
impressive.
Yeah, the only one I would have issue with is stuck be the seduction of discipline. There's 35 in there. Like
And you know what? You did know all those before, remember?
I didn't hit all of them.
I,
I got some shit wrong.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, you got them mixed up here, but you still remember them.
yeah.
I'm impressed. Anyway.
So that chapter 9, the tables always turn. Pretty much, this is the concept,
Mm,
right? The thing about power, I believe, which is the irony, we think we have it, but it's constantly changing hands. So
mhm.
with Dominic being constantly in control, you don't have to put it back. Okay, with Dominic constantly being in control, um, you know, now we see him not be in control, and how does he handle it? Because
Yes.
when you look at a man, right? I've talked about this in episode 4, season 1, monogamy, polygamy. The the um the concept of pressure, where men and women handle it differently. I don't care. She could be an Amazon woman. She could be Wonder Woman. She could be the strongest woman in the world. She's gonna handle pressure differently than a man. Only 2% of women handle pressure adequately, but men are built for hardship. That's why I believe like most women are not decision makers. You know what I mean? Because that's pressure. So it's like, to me, you know, when it comes to power, the real character of a man is determined through his struggles. How
How
like
he
that
handles
it's
it.
like the actions make the man. It's
Mhm.
not the fact that he has a dick, he whether he has confidence of he could get women, talk to women, whether he's a leader in his boardroom. No, the real testament of a man is through the pressure. You know what I'm saying? Diamonds are formed
Under
from
pressure.
pressure, under pressure. So my thing is, being that we've witnessed Dominic and stuck between two different worlds, now we're witnessing him
And
not
also,
having control. And
yes,
how is he going to be? Now, is he going to be still poised? Is he still going to be methodical, calculating? Is he still going to be able to be that cerebral executioner, more patient than a high school teacher, cooler than the other side of the pillow? Is he going to be this? You know what I'm saying? So that was fun for me
creating
to
that.
create because, you know, like I said, I try to make my characters get into as many obstacles as possible to
Mm-hmm.
keep the story flowing, to keep it interesting, because it's boring if you constantly
Yeah,
keep seeing
winning.
them winning.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Put obstacles in front of them because that's what real life is all about. You know what I'm saying? It's fake when it's not that way. You know
That's very true.
what builds you is through your hardships. You know what I'm saying? You're like exfoliating. Go ahead. You were
Ooh.
gonna say something.
I was gonna say, when you were writing, how Dom now is not on top of his game.
Hmm.
What did you look for, like to bring that out? Did you just Was there like
Okay,
specific people
okay.
that
So
you?
here's the thing. I'm glad you asked that. Good. You're really good at asking questions.
I'm an interviewer.
Women, and I said this in episode. I said this in the seventh book. There's still unfinished business. Hefe says it. um People will have to read that book where they hear him saying it.
Mm-hmm.
He says women are the most powerful creatures in the world. Just to elaborate, them being powerful is they're dangerous, and
Mm.
it's because they look a certain way or whatever it is, or like I've stated in previous episodes, men have bigger brains but women use it more efficiently, so
Mm-hmm.
they know how to manipulate better. They know how to guilt trip you and use psychology better than men. So being that a woman could look a certain way, she could get a lot of things for free. She could get her way. So
Mm.
I created Maria, and people, I talked about Maria in the Great Sex is Power episode. Maria, I describe her as an older woman, but she's very attractive. When Dom closes, spoiler alert, he closes a deal where I first introduced Maria and Miguel, husband and wife. He closes the deal on the villa. She had a part in that. He was
Mm.
uncertain. Oh, baby, please, like rubbing on his shoulder and stuff like that.
On
Like
her husband's shoulder.
yes, this is
Mm-hmm.
manipulation.
What
And she
all
and
wives do.
he closed the deal because he's like, oh, you really like it? That's a power. That's one of the powers of a woman.
Yes.
So now the tables have turned title. I have now Maria having control of Dominic.
Right. She switched it around. Obviously, the
Yes.
tables have turned.
And I'm not gonna explain further. People are gonna have to get Strong Bonds Never Break to see what I'm talking about. But Dominic gets out of that somehow, and now he's in a grasp of Gambino, which
Mm.
is spoiler alert, Italian mobster. So, you know what I'm saying? Like you just did a hurdle
Right.
over an obstacle. Now you land into another obstacle.
Right.
Tables of turn. You know what I'm saying? Because Dom is constantly in control. So I loved creating that because you all these nuances, you could just
Mm-hmm.
throw them shits in there. Dom is constantly in control. He's the master manipulator. And now he finds himself in a predicament.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like
It's a fun
the
predicament
tables
too.
always turn is like high stakes poker to me. There's fundamental differences the way Dominic thinks and operates on he operates on a different level than any other character I created.
Mm.
So, being that he operates on a different level, he's constantly ahead, of every situation,
For the most part.
every or individual.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But now he's placed in a pressure situation where it's not in his favor. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Well, tables always turn is synonymous with karma, right? So what goes around comes around. I'm a big believer in that. And for every action, there's a reaction. We all learned that in school. Have
Yeah,
tables turned for you personally?
yeah.
Let me know.
So like I talked about this in I think Lazy Lovers.
Okay.
Was it episode 29? Lazy Lovers. So I said that there were women that used to call me in like middle school. Oh, Haitian booty scratcher. Y'all eat cats. They made fun of me 'cause I'm Haitian, Dominican, right? And then now when they saw me playing sports, they saw me in the weight room building my body, they were
throughout the
like
years.
"Oh shit, like I wanna suck your dick.
Oh
I wanna
my
be in your presence. I
god.
wanna carry your books. I wanna do this." The tables turn.
It sure did.
You
Oh
understand?
my
So like
goodness.
that's one of the experiences of the tables turning for me personally.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
had a similar, but it wasn't like 1 year like this, and then the next year they see you blossom into, this from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Yeah.
No, my tables always turn was very much quicker. I was in high school, and I used to cut out of high school to go because I was from Queens.
Mm,
So I went with my girlfriend, but
like
now it's time.
like ditch day or something like that.
Yeah, but this is not just on this day.
Mm,
So we went, have fun. We're on our way back in the train station. We see some guys coming. They're up on the platform. We're down. So I
mm.
did one of, they're not worth missing the train and going back up.
Uh,
I ran into the train. Now
mhm.
we're sitting down waiting. One of the guys had run down, came into the train, looked at me, and was like, "Nah." I was like, "Oh, I
Uh,
started, and he went out the train. I was like, "Well, damn."
mm.
Tables always turn, people. Tables
Yeah.
always turn. You gotta
I
watch
feel like
out.
I feel like I feel like tables turn with men and women. For
Okay.
example, like when you're chasing her, you might be trying to get the pussy, right? She might be hitting you with like, "I'm so busy, I work a lot, I don't
Like
have
playing
time."
hard to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the moment you give it to a good, she got more time than a lifeguard in the winter season. Now it might be,
Lifeguard.
"Oh, when am I gonna see you again?" Oh, it might be, "Oh, I gotta wake up at 6 a.m., but can I just come on, suck your dick?
Oh
Or let me
my
get like
goodness.
a few strokes, just put the tip in." Like this shit is like, and don't ask me if
I
this has
damn
happened to
it,
me.
because
I'm
I
'cause I'm gonna
was
plead the
just
fifth.
about to say that. Has this
I'm
happened
going
to
to
you?
plead the fifth. You know what
Another
I'm saying?
though,
I'm an author, so I could
in
always come up with scenarios in my
that's
head.
true. That's true. Another though, example of tables always turning in something like that relationship wise trying to get into. My
Mm.
daughter's like this. She loves the chase. She loves
Mm.
being chased. She loves chasing. Like she doesn't know, does he like me? Does he not? As soon as she finds out somebody likes her, see ya. She just it's like a switch,
Like a dog and pussycat, and now the pussycat's chasing the dog.
I
Some people,
guess.
you know,
But as I'm telling you, as soon as
some
she
women
finds
some
out
women
somebody likes
love
her,
some women love the pursuit, but the pursuit.
I
You know what
know
I'm
a lot
saying?
of women like that.
I had a woman who was like that. I worked at this retail company. I won't mention the corporation. And she was Boricua. She was living with her man, and they were engaged. But like she was always a customer constantly. Sometimes she would come in and ask me personally, "Oh, where's
Oh,
my manager?" or whatever. Um, she was constantly throwing me those hints. We know when we greet each other,
excuse
you
me.
know, has like Hispanics are, they hug.
Mm-hmm.
They're very touchy feely. They're very affectionate.
Affectionate,
Hispanics.
correct. Yes.
You know what I'm saying, in general, not men and women. Very touchy feely, affectionate. Um,
Gotta kiss everybody when you see
yeah,
them. Yeah.
cheek kiss. So we
Mm-hmm.
would say hi to each other, hug and stuff like that. But you know, when it came down to me saying, "You know what, let's cut the bullshit. Like I like you, you like me. Let me get your number, this and that." And now it was like, "Oh, he checks my phone. The bill is under his name. This is that. I'm engaged," type shit.
Yeah, she just likes to chase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a stroke to your ego too.
Yes.
You know,
A hundred
she
percent.
was older than me. Maybe she feels like this guy is controlling. He won't let me go out. He won't let me do nothing. I can't have social media. Do I feel sexy? Do I if I got this handsome guy
Yeah.
who's chasing me? It's a stroke to my ego. I
Uh,
still got it type shit.
definitely. Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I did that, but the tables turned with her because she was dogging me, right? The moment I was friends with this famous DJ when I used to go to the club constantly. And when I used to be inebriated, I used to take my shirt off. Like I used to be in my tank top. But
Okay.
I'm cool with the bouncer. You're not supposed to do that in the club. But if you know the owner and the bouncers, you're paying money, they let you slide. So this DJ, we had a group photo. He took the photo and
And
he
posted it.
tagged me. She follows him.
Oh,
She followed him. This is past tense. And this was like 2012, I think. when like Instagram and shit like that
Was
started
just starting,
rising, just
yeah.
started. It was like 2012, 2013. And that's when I first made my Instagram account, I think 2012. Um, she saw that, and now she came to the store smiling, she initiating the hugs, and I'm over here like, something's weird. And me, when this corporation, you have to, as managers, you have to be in shirt and tie. So
Mm,
I wore a shirt and tie and a vest, and then I had my name badge or whatever. Managers, employees wear like polo shirts. So you can't tell. I don't have tattoos on my hands. I could always go out as
cover it.
Clark Kent
Mhm.
because I don't have anything on my face, my neck, nothing. Because you can't tell. So now I'm over here. She's like, "Oh, what's new?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing. Blah blah blah. Work is kind of hectic, but you know what it is. You just gotta roll with the punches." I
Mhm.
used to do a lot of closings. When you close, you're the only manager closing. There's more managers in the morning, but when you close, you're the only manager. Because that means everybody wants you for things. Whether it's pharmacy calling you, cosmetics, whatever,
Right,
a
customer.
disgruntled or irate customer, you have to handle everything. It's a lot of pressure.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I knew every department. I knew even how to do photo. If I
Mhm.
didn't have a photo person, I could take care of it. Like you have to wear many different hats. So I said, "Oh, I got a new tattoo." That reminded her. She's like, "Oh, you know what? I saw you on so da da da. Damn,
That reminded her? I
I
think
didn't
she
know."
knew coming into the store.
Okay, well, it spurred that conversation.
Yes.
She was on some shit like, "Oh, damn, I didn't know you da 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 da."
Mhm.
Now she was on some shit where she was trying like look
Now
like
the
if
tables really turned.
listen, if I had time to take her in the bathroom, I could have. That's how
Oh
it
my
was.
lord.
You know
This
what I'm
man.
saying? That's how it could have been. I don't shit where I eat. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
that's good.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a concept, or that was an example of
Oh,
tables
yes.
turning. You know what I'm saying, with her. But I knew the game. Like, oh, now you want me? Like there's even tables turning on just IG people. You know what I'm saying? They
All the
fucking dissed
time.
me
Yeah.
when they thought I wasn't hot. Now that I'm hot, oh my God. This is how he looks. Oh my God, he has books. Look at his accomplishments. Now they're coming back. Oh, I miss you, type shit. But in the beginning, you were playing me. You
Mm.
understand what I'm saying? Disrespectful, whatever. Tables turn.
Well, also, like you said, in the IG tables turn, you see all these people doing asinine things like, okay, the girl that called the cops on the black man in Central Park,
Oh yeah.
that turned quickly for her,
Yes.
but now it turned again because now they're dropping the charges.
Yeah.
So that damn table be turning all the time.
Yeah, man. I mean, the system, the judicial system is favored for white people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
we
saying?
discussed that
You
a
might slap
thousand
them on the
times with that.
wrist, but they might slap them on the wrist because an array of black people made a fit about it. So they're like, okay, let's shut them up and let's do this.
Right, the
But then
minimal.
when people forget about it, it's like, all right,
They
you're
dropped the
you're
charges.
boom.
Right.
That's what happens. Because like I said, there's institutional bias with
Hmm.
cops and this is that. I've
Let's
seen
not
videos.
jump off
Yeah.
topic though.
All right. So let's discuss feminism and
Okay.
women. Well, feminism now is titled women empowerment. They've changed the name, I feel.
Why do you feel like they changed it? Because not all
Because
women who empower women are feminists.
they're not, but the
They just
we
want to
had
see
we
women
had a
win
feminist
too.
episode,
Yeah.
episode 7 in season 1.
Yes.
The definition of it is, advocating for women rights, movement, equality, whether it's pay, workplace, all of that. That's like feminism. That's the definition of feminism. But
I see. I feel like
but
feminism, like
but
they
feminism has gotten a negative stigma. So I feel like they've changed it to like women empowerment, women rights, shit like that.
shit like that.
Now, women who are feminists, they're all about equality.
Yes.
But I feel like this has like a egregious behavior. There's this perpetual mindset and expression called by women, and being that this is present, whether it's a mindset or
Hmm.
emotion, or they're verbalizing this, I feel like it's caused women to lose their privileges as like being feminine.
Like what? Can you explain that?
So, for example, a feminist, because she's all about equality and I'm independent and I'm strong and I could probably they probably think like I could do what a man do because that's kind of like equality.
Hmm.
They now, when they verbalize this to men that are potential mates or they're dating them or whatever it is, they're in the courting
Hmm.
stage, a feminist might say, you might go chivalry. You might go to open the door for her. Okay, perfect example. Um, I'm coming to pick you up at 7. Get ready at 7 o'clock. This is where we're going to eat. Oh, a feminist might say, I got my own wheels.
I'll
I'll
meet
meet
you
you
there.
there.
Okay.
Okay, but let's say she doesn't articulate that to you. She's fine with it, right? She's a mediocre feminist, not like a
Not a
not
hardcore,
a hardcore.
mediocre.
Yeah, or mild.
She got her, where she wants
She
to
pick
add it in.
yes. So
That's
now
me.
so now that she might be cool with. Now you pick her up, you get out your car is off, you get out your car, you open the door for her. She gives you an attitude. I can open my own door.
Have you met a lot of women like that?
I met one when I was younger. I didn't even know the term feminism.
Oh. Now, do you know a lot of men that walk around and open the door for the ladies?
No, and
Me
that- and
either.
and no. Listen, this is why I'm saying the
Yeah.
tables turn. I feel like the
They
move,
stopped doing that.
yes, because of the
Ah.
movement. These women are out here verbalizing, "I don't need a man. I don't need a man to do this. I could do this by myself. I can compete with men. We're equal." Now, when you go to open the door for her, you're displaying chivalry. She's like, "I don't need you to open the door for me. I don't need you to
Ah.
do that. I could do it myself."
So they're wrecking it for other women who would like their doors open.
Yes.
But all right, I'm happy that you brought that up because I feel like, and we're going to talk about women
Do
between
you
the ages and do I what?
First of all, before we get into that, do you feel that women have a desire to be equal, or or solely when it benefits them?
I think both. I think that women, and this is where I'm getting into, women start off really wanting that equality, and
Mhm.
there could be many reasons. I'm gonna go into it, but I also feel like as women grow, and they could either grow, more deceitful
You mean grow, like
as they grow older,
mentally,
right?
they
As they get old,
progress.
they could either
They're
grow more deceitful and use that in a bad
uh,
way, or they can try to better themselves and actually for what you said, like when they pick and choose to
mhm,
have equal pay, that's
yeah,
not a bad thing. Now I feel like we're in the beginning, like I said, between the ages of 18 and maybe 30ish, right?
yeah,
Especially the younger, they're coming, they have the need to want to be considered equal by their boyfriends or their significant others, because they could be coming from a home where they have a dominant father, a
mhm,
dominant brother,
okay,
cousins. They've seen their mother, if their parents aren't together, in an abusive relationship, whether it be a verbal abuse, emotional abuse,
psychological.
psychological, whatever. Now these young girls are coming out like, I don't want to be told what to do because I'm able I'm big enough to move out of my house. Why can't we be equals to their boyfriends?
So, do you feel that they kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like they
They're like, the gorillas banging their chest.
yeah.
That's what they're doing. That's what the young girls are
So
doing.
do they forfeit? That's the word I'm looking for. Do they forfeit their privileges as like to be treated as women, to be treated like a lady, to be treated like feminine?
No, I
Do they lose
think
those privileges?
I, do they I don't think that they intentionally want to lose those privileges. I think they wanted and added onto that.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like, still open the door for me,
mhm.
but don't make all the decisions without checking in with me first, especially if we're in a partnership. This is how I feel the younger generation, the girls of now, is how they think. Because when I think back to it, I was very, if you could do it, I could do it. You could do that, I could do it too. And why? My father was very strict. He was very, you can't go out. I wasn't even allowed to sleep over my cousin's house. That's how strict the man was. So when I got out of that, I was, I'm gonna do whatever I want. And I think that's what makes the young girls focus in on that, because you have to see where they're coming from.
Mm. Yeah, you're right.
Hopefully with guidance or more an open mind, they can see that it's no, this is going into my final thought. Let's get going.
I
Let's get going. I'm
I
not going to
think
talk anymore.
I think this has caused men to do less because of it. It's kind of
It
this
could
this
be.
this stuff intimidates men. You
Mm,
understand? It intimidates men. Me, I'm the type of person. This is me. This is me. If I have a woman, like, I have unconventional relationships. So
yes.
I don't have girlfriends. I don't have like I have submissives, I have queens,
Hmm.
goddesses. This is what I date. I don't have like vanilla. I don't do girlfriends.
Right.
So that means subs, gods, queens, goddesses,
Hmm.
goddesses, queens, they think
We forgive you.
differently. They behave differently. So if I have a submissive who is coming in the relationship with this feminism stuff. Now me, I'm all about women empowerment. Look in my books,
Hmm.
but not at the expense of emasculating
Even your
men. Now I
characters.
have to step in and put them in their place.
Mm.
Know your place as a lady. Now I'm gonna now have to step in and put you in your place as a lady. So if I have a submissive who is saying to me, um, for example, oh, don't open the door for me. I could do it myself. I'm gonna tell her this is how it's going to be, or you could leave.
Mm. Well, that's
But
also
other men are more like, damn, she don't want me to open the door for her. Like she don't want me to open the door for her. Now he's
okay.
intimidated,
Mm.
or he becomes lazy now.
Well, I think that has to do though with
It could be something like this. Sorry to cut you. It could be something like, babe, what do you think about this? Man, you're gonna make the decision on your own. So why are you even asking me? Like that.
mm, yeah, that's true. But I also feel like that is part of self knowledge. Like what you don't like. You're
Yeah.
talking about young
Uh,
girls. If they're starting off right, they're
yeah.
going with a boy her age, maybe 1 or 2 years older. What does he know?
Listen, I'm all about partnership when I get in my relationship. You are a mirror of me. You're a representation of me behind my back to my face. So that means I'm a boss. I'm gonna mold you to be a boss if you're not. I'm gonna
Mm,
empower you. So that means that, you know, um her being a boss in her job. Like if she's been there for something 10 something years, I'm gonna say, why don't you strive to be the manager? Why don't you
mm-hmm.
strive to be the CEO? Why don't you start your own business? This is what I'm gonna do. Now, I
But not
inspire
everybody's like you.
bosses. I
Exactly.
inspire bosses. I love bosses. But be a boss outside of me. The moment you start thinking to wear the pants in here, now I have to put my foot down. That's why I say I don't have a problem with women empowerment. I don't have a problem with feminism. I don't have a problem with women having rights and the movement. It's when you start saying I could do everything a man could do. Men suck, women are better. When you start doing that, when you start saying that's these women that think like this, that articulate this stuff, the way
Why
I've
do you think?
articulated it,
Why do you
they're a
think they
plague
are
to
though?
society.
Why do you think that they're like
They're a
that?
plague to society. These are the fake ones. These are the
Yes.
bad
But
ones.
why do you think this all comes down to,
This is
I feel,
this
why
is
do you think that they're like that though?
past. The past.
Exactly. It's from the past. Exactly.
The past. And I'm gonna say
And
what
not
I have to say in my final thoughts. But yes.
and I'm what I'm gonna say is we've all stated it, even guests that have come in. You are very different from a lot of men. You push your women to be the best that they can outside of you.
Mm,
A lot of men, and we've had shows like this, we've had even guests come on and say, men, they are they get intimidated by that. She's
mm,
doing better outside of me in her job.
mm,
Now he doesn't feel, and that's not most men. That's certainly not you,
mhm,
but that's a lot of guys out there.
mhm,
So if you have a woman that's coming from seeing whatever she's seeing or being hurt by men,
mm,
and now she's in a relationship and she's doing good outside of him, but he's not pushing her. What is that telling her? You want to keep me down because with you
mm,
you're pushing me down and you're not even supporting me outside my job.
that's a good point.
I feel like everybody, since we're talking about feminists, they're like that for a reason.
Mm.
They've gotten hurt one too many times. They've gotten something. They have visually seen somebody that they love hurt by a man, and that's why they're
I
like that.
I
They
think
need
the
to
ideology of
therapy
feminism
people.
I think the ideology of feminism has gotten out of hand. Men now are not they're not being gentlemen now. Like a woman could be pregnant. Let's say I'm waiting
That's
for
just rude.
a doctor or something like that. And there's no more seats. Back in the day, way before my time, way before your time, men would get up for a woman to sit down, even if she's not pregnant, just for a woman to sit down. Men would, for women and children. You know what I'm saying? You don't see this happening anymore,
Hardly ever.
probably because of this. Listen,
I mean, I
I've
don't know if
said
it's
this.
probably because of it, because I have a son and a daughter, and I have taught them both. You see a pregnant woman or an older person, you don't have to get up for every woman or even children. But a pregnant woman and an older person,
l-
whether it be
Let's
female or male,
no,
you get up and you give
no,
them
no,
that
no, no,
seat.
no, no. Let's speak of adults, okay, that left the nest. It's different when you're getting that education from, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like most foreign women are domestic. They're bred to be submissive. They're trained to be a wife. They're trained to cater and stuff like that. Like
For the most
I
part.
was at a Latina's house when I was younger. We're having dinner as a family. She invited me. I'm getting up to get my own plate. Her mom's looking at her like, "What you doing?" You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
you should be taking his plate, bringing it to him, and be like, washing the dishes. Like they're trained to be a wife. Like I'm training you to be a wife. Most foreign women. Now, now, being that I said this, when adults leave the nest, that shit is gone. Now they become socially conditioned to social media, other women, other
That
men, this is that, and this is what they follow now. A lot of
that
them,
is a weak
a
person.
lot of them. Some of them, like about 4%, still keep this is how I was raised. I'm adamant. I am steadfast on this. And every relationship I am, it's like I get into a marriage. That's how my relationships are. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Even if I'm dominant outside, I'm this way. A man could be like, even if I'm this way, I'm being subordinate to a boss. If I have one, I'm dominating my relationship.
mm,
Men and women. Women could be a boss, but she knows that the man's the head, I'm the neck. He moves. You know what I'm saying? He's
mhm,
the body, I'm the rib.
mm.
Some women have training domestically. They get out of their parents' house, they leave her. Now it's like, I pay my own bills. I make 7 figures. Can't no nigga tell me shit.
Yeah.
Can't no man tell me shit. Can't no dude tell me shit. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
but that still goes back to what they're seeing. My
Mm,
daughter, that's a perfect example. My daughter has been raised eh, the way, obviously, the way I have raised her. The way I have raised her in my house, me growing up, my father always got served first.
mm,
The hottest plate, the man sat down, there it is. So
mm,
what do? That's how I was raised. That's how I continued it. In
mm,
my house, my husband would get served first.
mm,
My daughter to this day, she's like, I don't know why this is such a. It's like this family revolves around males. Why do all the men have to get served first?
mm,
When I have my house, I'm serving myself first.
mm,
All right, but why is that? Because that's what she's used to. That's what
mm.
she's seen, and she doesn't like it.
But even though you're catering in that sense, you still struggle if a man tells you what to do. You mentioned this in a show because of your brothers or your father was telling you constantly
My father,
do this
no
or else,
brothers.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like you struggle. Now, as far as your daughter goes, right? She may have this mentality now. I promise you. Let her meet one guy, the one guy who pales in comparison to other men.
A hundred
And
percent.
he's just like, no, this is how it's going to be. And if this is not how it is, you know what I'm saying? You could bounce. She's gonna say, this guy is rare. I'm not gonna find like him. I've dated already. Okay, I'm gonna conform to his lifestyle, to his ways, what he likes. And I might hate it a little bit, but it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's just me fighting with my ego and my pride. So now I have to put my ego and my pride and do this. But it's not like he's posting this on social media, embarrassing me. This is just in a privacy of our home, me bringing him his plate.
I
That's
mean,
that's a pride thing to me. I'm putting my mind in her
right,
mind.
right.
That's a pride thing to me. Why can't I eat first? Because you said that.
Yes.
Why can't I eat first? But if he likes his plate being brought to him, if he likes his bath being, running his bath before he comes home and shit like that, it's a privacy of our home. We're only gonna know about it, so it's not that big of a deal. It's just me putting my pride
And
aside.
it's not that big of a deal. It's not. If you're in a relationship, ladies, if you're in a relationship, and I tell this to my daughter, my son, his girlfriend, all the younger kids that come. If you're in a relationship, this is between you and your partner, right? And you know that you're cooking, you're going to bring him his plate, not because he demands it, not because it's your duty. It's because that is your man. You're cooking for him. You're going to bring him his plate. It's a harmony. You know what I mean? You're serving him
It,
the love that you cooked for your man, and now it's a harmony.
oh,
You're
and
going to
women,
keep everything,
and,
flowing
and
nicely,
women love to watch you eat. They love to watch
especially
you
if they
eat.
cook it.
They love to watch
I'd
you
be like,
eat,
"You
and
like it? Do you like that? There's something different."
they enjoy when you're eating their food.
Oh, yes.
You
And
understand?
when you notice the subtle difference
You know what I'm
in the
saying?
dish.
Especially foreign women. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I was born here, but I love when
Like
people eat my
my
cooking.
late grandmother, Dominican, my mom, Dominican, and it's like I used to date this girl who was Puerto Rican and her mom, and all three of these Hispanic women, you want to go there on an empty stomach, because there was one time where I said, "Oh no, I'm full," and her mom, the girl I was dating, gave me this eagle eye. She stared at me for 5 seconds, and I'm looking at her like, "What the fuck is going on?" And she's like, "You're in trouble." And she started educating me. Never come to a Hispanic woman's house and
And not eat
and
their
not eat.
food.
It's disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? But going back on what you were saying, you have to find your compatibility. I'm gonna save this for my final thoughts. You have to find your compatibility, because just because she's could be a domestic submissive doesn't necessarily mean that guy will appreciate that. He might just be used to those women that are like the 50-50 thing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So he might just be like, "Why are you doing that? That's weird. Don't do this shit for me. I get my own shit. I'm used to doing my own." Like,
Yeah.
he might make you feel
Yeah,
bad
there's
about
guys
it.
that do that too.
Exactly. So you have to find your
Yeah.
compatibility. That matters. You know, me, I'm
Excuse me.
always talking about limits and stuff like that. That might be a hard limit for a woman.
Self-knowledge.
That might be a hard limit for a woman. And me, I'm on some shit like, okay, that's a hard limit for you. Fine. We won't engage in that. But just know that my one of my love languages is connection, and this is connection for me. So I'm a king also. I have all these masculinities in me, but I'm a king also. So I like that. So just know, just keep in your mind, you're not catering to me, you are not doing this, it's not gonna have us grow. And this won't last.
Mm.
So
But that's also self-knowledge, and you
now
know
it's
your
of
love
convenience for
language.
me. Now it's of convenience for me. The moment I don't feel like this relationship is benefiting me, I'm gonna be out, because she's not willing to do this. She's not willing to change either. You might meet a woman that's like, "Oh, I won't do this right away," and you're understanding, but you educate her. This is what I like. This drives me. If this is not something that happens, just know that we will never grow.
Mm.
And now you put the ball in her court to walk away when she wants, and it's of convenience for you to walk away when you want.
Right. And now what I want to point out is to all the gentlemen to do that, because most men do not verbalize what they like, how they like, or anything like that.
Yeah,
So if you're expecting your new girlfriend or whatever, somebody that you're talking to pick up on these things, you got to give her a cue. You got to tell
yeah,
her.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's funny that you said that about my daughter, because as much as I said, she doesn't like the chase once she finds out that they like her, and she doesn't believe in the men getting served first.
Mm,
She does like when they check her, which is
mm,
odd, because she had a guy that she was talking to. He said, "Who you talking to? Like real?" And she was like, "Oh shit, all right,
mm,
let me my
mm.
bad." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
she's a bit of a masochist, I think,
emotional masochist.
emotional."
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Of the perception of this just needs to change, because, and the definition of it as well. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like feminism. You know what I'm saying? The ideology is getting out of hand, because it's leaving women single, bitter, generalizing men, and stuck in these relationships they hate. You know what I'm saying? They're now overworked. Because why? Because now they have to pay all the bills. Because they're being so stuck up and all this shit. Men are constantly either cheating on them, they find out, she walks away. Or he is just walking away. He's an alpha and he's just like, I'm not gonna tolerate this bullshit. I'm not gonna tolerate her constantly disrespecting me. I'm not gonna tolerate this shit. This is what I like. She's not doing this. All right, peace. Listen, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Or he just might go ghost. Now she's realizing what's wrong with me or whatever, but she builds this like this force field or whatever. She doesn't want to be vulnerable anymore. So now she builds this force field. The force field is I'm strong, I'm independent, I don't need a man, I do everything myself. The irony is they want a good man. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like now they have to work two jobs probably to make ends meet because they don't have an extra man there to build that equity. They're perhaps they're not truly embracing their femininity. You know what I'm saying? They believe like they don't believe in gender roles. They
Mm.
still like them not believing this, in my opinion, they don't get that old-fashioned treatment now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they're forfeiting these benefits, by thinking this way, by articulating this. You know what I'm saying? This is of a following of other women too. They have low self-esteem now. People that
Mm-hmm.
women that have low self-esteem now further birds of a feather flock together. They're bitter. They have low consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And this is not helping them fare well with strong alpha males. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
because they're used to beta males who are
These
hurting
women,
them.
these women are so strong. The stronger the woman is, the stronger she wants her man. That's the irony of them saying, "Oh, I'm independent, I'm strong, I don't need a man." But they need like dominant men. They need alpha men. They need decisive men. They need these guys who are earners. They need these guys who are ambitious that could teach them like oxygen. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
like you look at the male hierarchy, the top tier men, or equate to the most desirable
Desirable.
men, dominant men, alpha males, high earners, seducers. The second tier or mid tier, hardworking, family men, honest men, real men,
That second would
funny
have been
men,
first.
comedians, caring, sensitive, loving men, blue collar workers. The bottom tier are beta submissive men, simps. Who do you think what tier do you think women love more? Women desire more?
I mean, I would have gone with the second tier, but I would have placed the second tier in the first tier.
So, okay, let me ask you a
Okay,
question. When
so
a woman seeks a man to build a family with, to get married with, to have a long-term relationship with, I will reiterate. Who do you think they now favor? Who do you think they now desire?
the top tier.
Absolutely. Because those men who are funny, I said this in an episode. Let's say you meet him being funny all the time. The moment
Mm.
she's stressful, she's on her period, and he's trying to pop a joke, she'll be like, nigga, why the fuck you think everything's so fucking funny? But you met him that way. If she looks at a guy who's constantly a funny guy, constantly making her laugh, he's never serious, she's gonna be like, this guy can never be serious, even if he's piping her well.
Right, but like you said, she's picking that.
Yeah, she's picking it, but when I believe when women seek men for long term, or I want to have kids, this, that, or whatever, she's gonna gravitate towards that man who is
That
more
she's used to.
desired, that man who's more um dominant, who's more alpha, and I'm gonna explain it to you.
I don't know about that because women tend they have and you know this, you have stated it yourself. Women keep choosing the same type of person over and over and over,
Yeah, I'm gonna
right?
I'm gonna talk about that.
Right.
I'm
But
gonna talk
but but
about that.
that's what I'm getting at with this. A woman has to be really sure about herself and what she wants, especially in regards to starting a family,
Hmm.
right? Because if she's not that type of person, she's gonna continue to go with all the betas that she had before,
And I'm
with
gonna
the funny
Yep,
guys
and
and
I'm
all.
gonna explain why that is. I'm gonna
Okay.
explain why they continue to do that. I think that's in my final thoughts though. Um, but going back to the most desired men, how much men in this world can you say are a dominant? Not just dominant men, are a dominant alpha. Let's not even put high earners in it because there's high earners in there who are submissive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's not put high earners in. Seducers. You know what I'm saying? Who are just decisive men who are putting their foot down constantly. How many men can you name? Can you name at least 10 men?
No.
Not even celebrities you can name. Like, but how many people can you really see where they're dominant in their day to day and they're also dominant in their household? And they're not gonna be
I mean,
like
that's hard to
they
tell.
might go they
You're
might
not in
go
everybody's
listen,
household.
they might go 50-50 on the bills. They might go 50-50. Okay, we're having a joint account. But when it comes to you bringing me my plate, that's no question. When it comes to, like who's gonna discipline you? Wait till your father gets home. When it comes to stuff like that, who's the wears the pants? How many men can you say that do that? Most men are getting in relationships, even celebrities, on some 50-50 shit. We're splitting everything down the line.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? So even though these men are high desirable, how many of them are out there? If there was a million of
There
them out
isn't.
there, women would not get with the simps. They would get with these men.
Right, but
Why?
that's the
Why?
problem.
Let me tell you why. In the jungle, the dominant lioness gravitates to the most dominant alpha male. Why?
To breed strong kittens, I was gonna say. To breed strong lions,
Yeah, cubs, lion
cubs.
cubs. Yeah, because why? Generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna be around too long. They need the
To keep the
generation to
pride
start.
strong.
The cub, they because of those strong genes, now he or she has a chance of survival.
Mm, that's
Especially
true.
him, because the males are more hierarchy. He's gonna have a chance of survival, building his own pride so he won't get eaten by a hyena or whatever it is. They're gonna have strong genes. Not only that, that dominant man is gonna provide protection, right?
Mm-hmm.
That dominant man is gonna provide education, right? That dominant lion is gonna provide like this decisive moves. He's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be decisive, right?
Mm-hmm.
That dominant lion's probably gonna give her great sex, right?
I mean, I guess so.
Okay, so all of these things play a factor when these lioness choose the mate.
Yes.
Even if that lion has another um lioness, she's still gonna gravitate towards him and
Right.
want to be
But
part of
why
the.
is that? She's doing it for her own reasons. She's not doing it
Yeah,
to please the lion.
yes.
Exactly.
So don't you like most women are selfish when they get in relationships? The irony is they choose the wrong men.
Yeah.
Those men could still be stroking their ego. Selfish. A dominant woman could be with a beta male, a submissive guy, a simp. You know what I'm saying? He's stroking her ego.
Mm,
Because she could be on some shit like, I don't
right.
work well with alphas. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I'm
Yeah.
fine
Just
with this
shh,
guy.
be
Even though
quiet.
he's a simp, I'm fine with him letting me have everything.
Right. Because
Letting
she's
me
used
do it.
to
I'm
being
fine with
controlled.
us dominating each other.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't work well with this guy. This guy's too much. He's too extreme. I'm not gonna have somebody tell me what to do. So that is the incompatibility for her. Just hypothetically
Mm.
scenario. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like these women, there's a plethora of them who are really attracted to dominant men. But can you really name them? Can you name a lot? No, you
Name
can't.
a lot of
It's like
men.
they're extinct. Dominant men, alpha
Yeah,
males,
they're
they're
extinct.
extinct. You know what I'm saying? So
So
therefore,
then what are the
these
women
women have
left
to
with
get with the
choosing?
scraps.
Exactly.
They have to get the scraps.
And if they're
Or
getting
they
with the
remain
scraps,
single. They remain single or they have fuck buddies.
okay. But with all of that, right? If they get the scraps, scraps usually means it's not the best.
Yeah.
It's whatever's left over. So whatever's left over, you already know isn't top tier. So how do you expect those scraps to treat a queen
Hmm.
or a woman? So
Yeah.
now, because of those men who are the scraps, not knowing how to treat them, it's like a revolving door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna keep on happening.
Yeah. 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 The irony of women wanting
It doesn't
equality.
fall just on women wanting equality. It falls on both. Not being valued as a woman with her femininity
Hmm.
by a man who doesn't know how to value,
Hmm.
and then her in turn thinking all men are like that. So I have to value myself.
Hmm.
That's the problem.
But do you think the women wanting equality or being like the weaker gene is an irony? Because I believe women are granted more benefits and benefit of the doubt in society, especially when in America. They're favored in everything. For example, right? They might get out of speeding tickets. They get better car insurance. They get hired by a man because they look a certain way, big boobs, big ass. They get high paying jobs now.
I don't know about high paying jobs.
Maybe not because of their qualifications, their resume is not stacked like that, but they're sexy, they're good looking, they have great bodies, etc. A man could cheat, there's another example, and his career is over.
No
A
way.
woman cheats and the man is not, it's like, oh, the man's not doing what he's supposed to do.
I agree
She
with
had
you
the right to
with the
cheat.
other stuff,
She had
not
the
with the
right to cheat.
cheating.
Give her another chance. All the women show her compassion. If a
All the
man
men show the men compassion.
if
Yeah, high five, another
if
notch on the
if a man
belt.
if a man if men and women are in a relationship and she slaps him or she punches him or whatever, he's the one going to jail. He can't put his hands back on her. It's the same thing with marriage. Marriage benefits women than men. If you
Maybe in
don't
this
have a
country.
prenuptial, if you don't have a prenuptial agreement, yeah, in this country, in America, if you don't have a prenuptial agreement, already makes 50% of what you make. So you might as well be paying the bills. You might as well be giving her money because she's getting it anyways if you don't have a prenup.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
That's
Do
true. And
women okay,
I know a man that got a divorce and she even got his pension.
yeah.
She even got his
Come
pension.
on, I was with a
That
woman
is so
listen,
wrong.
I was with a woman, I was like 20 years old. She was 30, late 30s. She got a divorce and she had a shitload of money. I don't know what this guy did. We got together. She wanted to always buy me things. This is a perfect example. She got
Mhm.
like women, they're getting half of what you're making anyways in a marriage. So it's like at the end of the day, if I always said if I get married, she's signing a contract because I know it's not benefiting me. So I got to get something out of it too. If I'm going to make you my only wife or whatever, you're going to be the mother of my child and I don't have kids yet.
Mhm.
I'm I'm giving you what you want. What do you like? I have to have something too.
Mm.
I'm not a happy wife, happy life guy now.
I
You
think
understand?
it also depends on the women that you get with. I mean, I think it's fair, when people get
I
divorced, it's
I have
whatever
to.
you
I
know
have to
you
once
came with.
sorry to cut you off. I have to adamantly steadfast on having a submissive wife.
Yeah, for you.
Yes.
Like with me, when I separated with my husband, and we've done it a gazillion times. I never took him for alimony, never
Mm,
took him for child support.
mm,
And when he tried to give me money, I would tell him, give it to the kids or put it in a bank account.
mm,
Don't give it to me.
mm.
Don't.
So
And I think
do
it depends. I don't need that.
do
I have myself. You take care of the kids.
do you believe women want equality or chivalry? They can't have both.
Do they want equality or chivalry? I'm gonna say that they're gonna want equality.
Yeah. That's what
They're gonna
that's
want equality because at the end of the day, they're gonna say, I can open my own door.
yes.
I can cook my own food.
Yeah.
So I want to be paid just like John Smith.
Yeah. It's like you get in a relationship. I get in a relationship and let's say I live with somebody. I say, yo, I'm gonna pay this, that. Oh no, I could do that. That's part of that also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm used to doing this. I've been,
Yeah, but that's
single
where,
for so long.
communication comes in.
Yeah.
If you're a woman,
It's not just
if
that.
you get with a woman that's been by herself
Mm,
for a long time, does things her way, pays things everything by herself,
she's
and now
used
you
to
guys
that.
are talking about it,
She's used to
getting
that.
to she's used to it, but now if you're a single guy and you're used to your own thing and you guys are coming together, you have to communicate. You gotta
It's not
see
just
what
that.
you're gonna talk
You're right.
about.
You're right. 25%. But it's about accepting. Because you guys could
Right.
communicate this and then go your separate ways.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's about accepting it too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And knowing who you're dealing with. I believe like you, women want equality more than chivalry. That's why they don't, oh,
Because
get ready
chivalry,
at 7. Get ready at 7. I'm picking you up. No, I'll get ready at 7, but I'll meet you here. You understand what I'm saying?
mm,
Like,
I think women think chivalry at the end of the day, it's nice and it gives you a nice warm feeling when your man comes and opens your door and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when God forbid that relationship is gone, then what? What are you left with?
but you're right about that. It's about socially conditioning, it's following other women, it's also what they're used to. You know what I'm saying? Because it becomes routine, it becomes a
Yes.
pattern, you know. but it's accepting what that man is gonna provide. It's also not generalizing men. It's also like, oh, I'm not scared to let go because this is not gonna come with conditions. If he's offering, all right, let him offering. Like if he's offering, you're not a gold digger if you're in a relationship. Now, if
Mm,
this is before, okay, I could get her being a gold digger. Y'all going out to eat all the time, and he's the only one paying. She's probably a gold digger.
yes.
Why won't she say, "Hey,
You
you
want
always pay. Why
right.
don't you
You want
come
the tip?
over?
Right.
I'm gonna cook." That's her
Yes.
showing that she's not a gold digger. But if she's in a relationship with you and you're paying all the time, she's not a gold digger.
I think though in the beginning part of that relationship, and if a girl's like,
Pe-
no, I
People
got me,
need to stop the labels.
or we do half and half, yeah. I think it's because like we said a couple of seconds ago, she's used to paying for stuff on her own, so she has to get used to not doing that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I
And
mean, I'm like that with even with my friends. Don't I It will take a lot for me to say, I can you help me out?
the tables always turn, and it's turning with men and women because
Yeah.
women are not diving into the divine feminine and men are not diving into the divine masculine. So now it's like, y- there's an imbalance. You
Yes.
understand? And women are being more alpha now, and men don't want to be dominant because, damn, I'm gonna scare her away. She might call the cops. I'm not saying like she might call the cops. It's gonna get physical, but let's just say he's yelling at her. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? She's really acting disrespectful. You guys are in the house, and he's just taking her disrespect. You fucking this, that, and he's just not putting her in her place. Keep like be quiet now. If you don't stop this, we're over. You gonna give me respect. This is what I tolerate and what I don't tolerate. Men don't want to be this way because she might start saying, "Oh, I'm gonna call the cops. You yelled at me. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tell my girls. I'm gonna tell social media about you." Men are scared because women have these powers. I'm just throwing darts in the dark. No men have ever articulated this to me, but I'm just trying to figure out why there are not more
it's
dominant men
really dark.
out there. Where's the masculinity? It's
We
embarrassing.
gotta ask them.
It's
Where are
embarrassing.
you men?
It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
You know what I'm saying? When we came out with the first book, not the first book, when we came out with the first
Episode?
episode, should women be more submissive to their men, wives to their husbands? I asked men out there. Half of them was like, "Oh, I think it should be equal." But I know them personally, and I'm like, "You don't, you
Really?
lying. A girl fed you. This is what I'm saying.
They want to maybe sound politically correct.
Not only that, they want to seem desirable. If they go in a
Mm,
relationship saying this is how I am and what I like, if you don't like
it
this, I'm not
pushes
saying
them
I'm
away.
not saying it's the highway, it's my way or the highway, but we're not gonna connect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just gonna be friends with benefits or sex. They're not articulating that straight up. They think the woman's gonna run away.
Mm.
So now they think, oh, if to be desired by women, to have women, I have to be submissive because they're more dominant.
That is not true,
They're
men.
more
We
alpha.
don't like submissive men like that.
You understand what I'm saying? This comes down to the leaders we have. This comes down to the men saying it's okay to be masculine. This is what it comes down to. Not you should suppress this. You should wear a dress. You should do TikTok videos. You should dance like her. You should change into her clothes. You should do all these challenges because this is what's going to make you guys connect. No, it's about men saying, what you're doing is simp activity. That's not cool. This is how to be a man. This is what's going to attract the right women, not the ones that's going to play with you and manipulate you, but the ones that are really going to show you respect and be submissive in all ways. This is the right way to do it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Men
Yeah,
need
but
to do this more
there's also like you said, there's a
because
balance. Then
because
you have
bec-
men that take it way too
okay,
far.
let's break it
And
down.
then they tell their sons, "Don't cry, only women cry."
Yes,
That's not right
yes,
either.
that's
That's wrong.
yeah, they take it too far.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too, that also comes with different ethnicities and cultures.
Yes.
Because Caribbeans are really hard, Spanish, Americans, like it's different cultures. Okay, chivalry is being a gentleman. I feel that women don't like gentlemen's anymore. When it comes to either bad boys or gentlemen, they rather take the bad boy more over the gentleman. Old fashioned, old
Mhm.
school mindset and behavioral women think I like the gentleman first. Maybe in the bedroom be the savage and be the bad boy in this, but I like the gentleman first. Most women, especially in this young generation, they choose the bad boy prior to the gentleman because a gentleman in could I'm just throwing darts in the dark could be synonymous to them as a nice guy. And I don't like nice guys. I don't like good guys. I'd rather have the bad boy.
Mm.
You understand? That guy that's gonna open the door for me, be that gentleman, but smack my ass when I enter it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not easy to find.
No.
And women starting to learn now that they cannot be beggars, cannot be choosers. They're starting to realize that. So if I have to choose, I'd rather choose the bad boy. I'd rather choose the guy that's gonna give me great sex, that's gonna put my foot down, that's gonna put me in my place, because that's gonna get my panties wet. This is a sexual mindset. That's
Mm.
gonna get my panties wet. You know what I'm saying? Where a gentleman, I'm not calling daddy. A gentleman, if he's a gentleman like this in all ways, like, come on, I'm off my period right now. I'm a raging devil. I want you to push me up
Raging
against a
devil.
wall and have your way with me. It's hard for a guy to be able to transition and wear different hats,
Mm.
manage different set of tasks efficiently. That's hard. Oh, I want a dominant man, a man who's gonna throw me on the bed and have my way with me, tie me up. But I also want him to open the door for me. You pushing it, girl, because there's only 2% of men in the world doing that.
Yeah. I don't know about
You
the
understand?
door
So
opening.
if she rather not have the door open for her, that's fine because I could open it myself. As long as you still slaying me in bed.
Yeah, I think that's the
As
number
long
one.
as you still
That
doing this,
is the
as long as
number
you still
one.
doing that, as long as if I come to you, you're a decisive person. You could be a bad boy, and if I'm getting crazy, because I just got off my period. Right now, I had a stressful time at work because I'm constantly making decisions. I need you to tell me, baby, in a calm tone. She's yelling, rah, 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 and he's also like, in a calm tone, baby, listen, relax. But I'm relax now. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because energy you absorb energy. If
Yes,
she's
I
a
agree with that
raging
too.
devil and you're a raging devil, it doesn't work. You're both yelling, it doesn't work. I learned this really, really young with the management job I had. When I had an irate customer and she was like, "Ah, why is this? This is on sale,
Yeah.
but you don't have this." And I'm over here like, ma'am, would you allow me to speak? Would you can I
You just
speak?
kept your calm.
Because I'm gonna educate you why it's not on the shelf. I called the warehouse, it's insufficient. Now I can call another store or I can substitute something and I can give you a discount. Help me help you. Now she's over here in front of everybody looking like an idiot because
Mm-hmm.
she's yelling at me, but I'm calm. That's dominant. I'm over here like, ma'am, you without saying this, you look crazy, but I
Right.
don't say that
Right.
because that's just gonna fuel the fire. But I'm calm. You know what I'm saying? When you have an irate person, they're trying to bully you. They're trying to get you. This is their power. They're trying to get you out of your power.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're calm and they're going like this, eventually they're gonna go like this
Mm-hmm.
and stop and be like, why is this? Why is he not taking the bait? Oh, okay.
Half the
That's
time they
what
don't even know that they're doing that. They're
you
just
understand? You understand
yeah.
what I'm saying?
And that's
Women,
a very hard
a
thing to
lot
do
of
what
men
you
are
did.
not
Yeah.
doing that because
That's
the
very
whole
hard.
ego and the pride thing, you're gonna call me a punk, you're gonna call me a bitch ass, you're gonna call me I'm not a man and emasculate me. If I react to that, now it's fueling the fire.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't react to it and I'm just like, are you done? Do you want
Right.
to have an adult conversation now? Now, what's the problem so we can resolve this and get back to it?
Right.
Now it's kind of like, oh shit, he
But
just
that's
fucked
not
my head up.
right. But that's a man and woman thing, wanting to go back at instead of being calm, and that's a very hard
Now
thing
when
to
you're
do.
remaining consistent, she now
Yes.
transitions.
Yes.
Now she's not the loud mouth. Now she's not the smart mouth. Now she's not the smart remarks. Now she's not yelling. Now she's not rah rah. Now she's not pumping her chest
Mm.
because she's absorbing your energy. When a man dives into his divine, I don't care how strong and stubborn and gangster she is. She's going to transition because you're touching all these parts of her,
Mm-hmm.
mind, body, soul. You're opening these portals. Now she's becoming vulnerable.
And
She has no
she sees
choice.
she doesn't have to be that
Her
way.
soul bows down prior to her flesh. So eventually her flesh is going to. She has no choice.
Mm.
Because sometimes we can't control our bodies. We're spirits in flesh.
Yeah. Well,
This is the man
vulnerability.
divining it. This is the man diving into his divinity. He now inspires her femininity. Like I said in the first book, The Seduction of Discipline, masculinity gravitates towards femininity and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. And with vulnerability, you're allowing each other into a physical, emotional, psychological space which transcends parameters of what basic or new generation relationships offer.
So I'm going to go through the different types of intimacy.
Mm.
First, sexual intimacy. Do we light each other's fire? Do we like the same things?
Do we
Are we
spark it in
both
each other? Mm-hmm.
nasty or freaky? How does your body react to me? How does mine react to yours? When he's in your presence, does your clit throb? Or when she's in his presence, does he get chills? Does he get an erection? The
Mm.
second one is emotional intimacy. Do you cuddle? Can you loan her your strength when she's feeling stressed, had a long day, or when she's feeling weak? When
Mm-hmm.
she's indecisive about something. Honey, what color should I do my nails? I always do it, pink, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm indecisive. I like blue. Okay, let's do blue. He's a quick decision maker. Can
And
you do that?
women, can you
Can
motivate him to be there? Wait, can you motivate him to and be there when he needs you to pick him up? And do you inspire him to be better? Are you affectionate? Are you touchy feely?
recreational intimacy, doing things together you both enjoy or have in common. Intellectual intimacy, which is
Or with the recreational, sorry, I mean to go
mm,
back. Learn the other person's, hobbies, or if they like a sport or something like that, you could do it together.
um can you learn from each other? This is my favorite, intellectual intimacy. Do you feed each other? Can you learn from each other? Intense mental stimulation, intellectual intercourse, mind sex. Do you connect on that mental plane? Can you both engage in adequate communication? Do you have, or do you just yell? Like
Mm.
I was stating prior, you know what I'm saying? Like all of this stuff is imperative to know and to articulate with your other partner and find out about them. This is like a vetting process, which is like BDSM. It's
Mhm.
like getting to know them. It's an analysis. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual intimacy. Do we see the world differently? Cosmic, and energies, vibrations, frequency, demographics, geography, atoms, neurons, serotonin, dopamine, um if I think of you, do you feel me? He or she could have had a dream about you. um oh, I was just thinking about you right now. It's funny that you text me. That's
Mhm.
the spirit. Not everyone has all of them. Hell, I don't have all of them. I've had like one or two with ex partners. But if you can have all of them, like that is a unbreakable bond.
Mm.
Like strong bonds never break. The sixth book. If you have like at least three, you may be compatible. I don't hear more. I don't need a man. I'm independent, strong, blah, 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 more than the black community. Black women. They say this, black women. Not all of them, not all of them, but
Yeah.
most of them, say this. Now, old school Latinas, Asians, foreign women, Saudi Arabian, white women, or whatever, they don't say this. I never hear it from them. This is heard from the black community. Why? You know what I'm saying? These women in this society must understand sometimes you must give up something toxic, whether it's childhood traumas, past relationship traumas, to get something current that's golden or healthy. There are women out there who are like, I ain't built for no weak ass man. I talk back. I don't listen. I need someone to tame me, or I want a dominant man, a man to take charge, but don't tell me what to do unless I'm naked. This is counterintuitive. This is counterproductive. Don't check me or hold me accountable. Who the fuck you think you talking to? I do what the fuck I want to do. These women live in a fucking fantasy world if they believe beggars can be choosers. These women will never get with good men, and I'm keeping it a buck. I'm not lying to give you guys hope. This is the reality. These women will never get with good men. These women will never get with dominant men or alpha males or top tier men with this mindset and attitude because they wear a mask daily. They protect the real them because being vulnerable in their mind will leave them hurt and losing. Isn't love about taking a chance? You know what I'm saying? Real. The reason being, the strong, independent, I don't need a man bullshit is the lie, the shield. The irony is they repel the men they really want and they attract the men they hate. You're begging for simps, beta males, and the negativity that comes your way because of the messages that exude out of you. They're negative. The tables have turned where you are now required to give up things to be happy. Give up some things to have equality. Don't get gassed up because you're a boss in your day to day and he should be your employee as well. You know what I'm saying? You should be your man's woman. You know what I'm saying? He's you know, he's gonna provide things to you that your coworkers or strangers can't. That's why he's special. Treat him special. I don't believe a relationship is 50-50. It's 100-100. There's always someone doing more. I think that 50-50 bullshit began with women saying or demanding it. A woman must have created that concept. The 50-50 concept is specific. For example, finances. But these men are women who think this way, who want 50-50. Most of them only want this when it's convenient for them, not in the entirety of all things, in the entirety of the relationship, even in society. Women must be more realistic with themselves. They need to stop saying they can do what men do. They need to know their place as women, and men need to know their place as men. Know your limits. I'm not saying women can't be wrestlers, construction workers, high earners, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, but you need to put your pride and ego aside and know your limitations as a woman. Some of you may be able to make that equal management pay like the next man, but when it comes to warehouse shipments or arrival, you don't want to lift the heavy shit because you might break your new fake nails. I see you shaking your head over there.
I don't want to lift
You
anything
know what I'm
heavy.
saying? It's a stressful situation at work and you crumble and cry under pressure because you can't make the adequate decisions. When multiple people are coming to you asking you for advice, you can't provide protection to a grown man. Some of you
That's true.
don't even shovel your own snow in the winter season. Some of you can't change your own tire, fix things around the house,
I
perform
cannot.
yard work, walk up to a man you truly want without the fear of rejection and give him your number or ask him for his hand in marriage. None of you can get another woman pregnant. You can't fuck a man from the back unless you have a strap on. You're pegging him now. To each their own. I'm not into that though. You can't fuck a man. Most of you suck at making decisions. You can't figure out what color your nails, hair, or even where do you want to go eat. Most of you women who say, I don't need a man, are simply bitter, angry, and hurt from previous weak men or the past. And you go home every night miserable, masturbate, wishing you had a real man. Therefore, you need a man. Men need women as well. You don't hear us saying things such as we could get pregnant if we want to. We can have a monthly cycle, PMS, have children, wear a dress, makeup, take hours to get ready, and shop for hours. You know what I'm saying? That's the balance of men and women in a relationship. For what a woman lacks, a man provides. For what a man lacks, a woman provides. Men and women are yin and yang, two halves. When the two halves come together, that is one whole, equality. Not this bullshit equality most of you are socially conditioned to, or society has brainwashed you or beat you in the head to believe. Stop competing with one another. Learn one another and build with one another. This is the epitome of masculine and feminine, god and goddesses, kings and queens, dominant and submissive, divine
What?
like fine wine, plant-based. You water her, she waters you, and you both grow together.
Was that your final thought?
Yes.
Dang it. We skipped my final thought.
Do you have final thoughts?
Yeah, I had a final thought. My final thought is in terms of the tables always turning, the tables will always turn. There is no doubt about that. Um, but what I would suggest is having knowledge of self. And I'm talking more, and I could only really talk to the females out there and the young ones at that, because all the older women will do whatever they please. Once you have knowledge of self, you can let go of all the things that you have been told or have read. You make up your own mind. You know yourself. And when you find that person that can make you see things in ways other people haven't, or make you change your mind, then it's okay to dive into your feminine power and stay there. It's There's nothing wrong with, if you're not working, keeping the house clean, keeping the kids fed, have the meal prepared, because after all, you're still home. And that's what I would do. So for the young women out there, you want to put you want to stake your claim, you want to show who you are, but don't forget where you come from.
It was good. Some
Thank you.
people just don't know how to be in relationships.
It's new for some
Yeah,
people.
you know
They're
what I'm
used to
saying?
something
They
else.
yeah, they and they're also following other people. Social
Other
media, oh, I want
relationships.
that celebrity's really this is what they do. Why don't we do this? And they bring that energy in their relationship. Meanwhile, every marriage is not the same. Like you
Mm,
could have a marriage where y'all both swingers and y'all like to have a girlfriend. It's like not there's not one way. Just like the BDSM life, I
right.
say there's not one way to live it. You don't just live marriage one way. You don't just live your relationship one way. Oh, the girl might say, "Oh, we're in a relationship. We're supposed to do this." This is the problem as well.
Yes.
You understand? Like, everybody lives their relationships different, and whatever is congruent, whatever is in agreement with both parties, that's what should matter. But it's not. A lot of times it's, oh, my girlfriend and I were at the club and we were in the bathroom talking about this. Why don't we do that?
Mm. Or they see something. You know what that is for the most part? And I know we're gonna have to wrap it up soon. That is, they see that and they bring it back because that's what they want. But
Mm.
instead of saying, I was thinking, I would like to try this. Or how
Mhm.
about they
Because
want to
that's
throw that, well,
because
so and so
that's
has it like that. How
well,
come we can't?
because that's submissive.
Mm.
Suggesting is submissive. Like, oh baby, I like this. What do you think about this? Because you're involving. What do you think about? Most women are dominant now. They're alpha. They're like, this girl did this. We need to do this because we're in a relationship. Why don't we do it? That's dominant.
Well,
And
listen,
men who are alpha don't respond well to that. In the subconsciously, like this is in all of sense. Psychologically, their energy, they don't respond well to that. You're bringing that masculine energy. You're bumping heads.
well,
It's like it's not working. It's not
that's why
working.
it's gonna keep going.
Now they
That's
repel. Now they resent you.
Now
Now,
there's an argument.
yeah.
Who
Now you
gives a
guys are
fuck what they're doing? This is about us. Why do you care? Yeah,
now
now
you
there's an
guys are
argument.
disconnecting. You
Exactly.
understand what I'm saying? It's about learning each other. It's not about looking at this. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're gonna start vibrating on a low frequency. Yo, they do this. Why aren't we doing this? They always go on vacation together. Look at they posted it. Oh,
We
vacation,
never go on vacation.
vacation. Look at them. He's
Hmm.
grabbing her ass. Why don't you ever grab my
Well,
ass? It's not in him
here's a
to
little,
grab your ass.
here's a little
Get with a guy.
101 for
Get
you
get with a
young
guy.
girls,
Get with a guy who naturally likes to grab your ass.
ladies. Well, young ladies, here's a little tip for you. If you want to get things changing, look at yourself first, right? So if you want that relationship, here's a better way of doing it. Instead of saying, I want what they have. Why don't you give me what they have? How come we don't go on vacation? Switch it up. What do you think if we go on vacation? Wouldn't that be fun?
Mm.
See how that tone see
Sometimes,
how that tone
yes. And
changes?
sometimes a woman will give you an ultimatum. Yo, we've been in a relationship for 2 years now. Or we've been in a relationship for 1 year now. Are you ever gonna propose to me? Are you ever gonna you
1 year.
understand? I'm
That's
throwing
crazy.
darts in the dark.
Yeah.
Every single time I do that, you do that.
Like, wouldn't you
But
do?
7 books,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
throwing
I
darts in the
gotcha. I
dark
gotcha.
scenarios. She might say, "Oh, we've been together for 5 years, 10 years, whatever." Oh, you're not gonna propose to me? You're not, are y'all making me your wife? This is what she's getting from outside. This is even from other friends, because women talk. Women talk amongst their friends. Hey, girl, how's it going on with you and so and so? Yeah,
I would
it's fucking
never.
our anniversary. He ain't fucking do shit extravagant like he did last year. Word, he don't really care about you, girl. Word, he doesn't. Yeah, look what he's doing. Now she brings that energy in the relationship. I thought about it. This year, you didn't really go hard like you did last year. Like, we're not even married. We've been together for 5 years. Look at how all this shit she's talking to you about. Now this guy's like, babe, I just had a 12-hour shift. Where's this energy coming from? Where's this energy
Mhm.
coming from? You wasn't, it's just brand new. You wasn't talking like this last week. It's because of those friends. You're pretty much involving your friends in your relationship.
Yeah, well, it's bad when women or men do
People
that.
need to stop
Because yeah,
doing that.
people in
This is why
general.
this is what we said in Mind Sex about the Dominic, Lisa, and Sophia. Should whatever. I believe, right? Do what you want to do out there. But I believe if you're married, hang out with married people. If you're in a relationship, hang out with people in a relationship. Why? Misery loves company. The moment he fucks up or he does something, y'all got a little tiff. She's single. She might be that girl that has friends with benefits or fuck buddies all the time. That rah, independent, feminism, whatever. Hey, girl, you need to start putting your foot down. You need to start doing this. You need to start doing that. You need to leave him.
Mm,
You need to do that. Now
yeah.
she gets that shit in better because most women are followers. 98% of them are followers. 2% are alpha, where they just don't run in a pack. I don't care what you say. You don't know him. That. They don't need validation from other people.
Mm,
These are the strong women. These are the real independent women. These are the real self-sufficient women. These are the real alpha women.
mm,
Those other women they're fake alpha because they're still following and they let other people like fuck up their own relationship. So
yeah.
now this woman's like, damn girl, y'all been together for a long time. Y'all not living together? Y'all not do that's them. It's not working for you, girl. Shut up.
Right. It's always
And
the person's friends,
most girls are
men
not
and
checking
women.
their friends. Most guys are not checking their friends.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, she does this, that. You understand? That's why I never, in the past, I never used to talk about my relationship with my friends
Mm,
because I don't want like even if I have a good relationship with them, it could turn sour if he's saying something bad about my significant other.
yeah.
Because I get real overprotective and aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to burn bridges,
Hmm.
so I won't say it. Especially if I know it's negative. If I got a problem with my shorty, I'm not gonna go to my friend for advice. I'm just gonna go to my ancestors. I'm just gonna talk to myself about it and then talk to her.
Yeah.
If you go to friends for advice, they're gonna give you bad advice. They're gonna give you advice that they would do. Now you're doing what they do.
Right. And what they do isn't working for them either.
Yeah. So once again, this was the season finale. The tables always turn. Um, yeah, man, I like this. I like this season. Had more in-person guests.
Yeah, I liked it.
You know
But
what I'm
you know
saying?
what? The tables are gonna turn next season too.
Yes. So tune in, subscribe, like, comment,
Share
share, tell a friend to tell your grandmother, aunt, sisters, cousins, um, distance cousins, all of that, different countries. You
all
know what I'm
over
saying? But we have your weekly dose of discipline therapy constantly. We'll be back in a week or two. You
with
know how
some
we
more
do.
stimulating
Yeah, we'll be
conversations.
back in a week or two. You know how we do. Um, but once again, ladies and gentlemen, you were tuned in to one of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, controversial,
Real.
real, no holds barred podcast, discipline therapy podcast.
Peace.
Peace.